call is important to us. Please hold the line.
All operators are busy at the moment. We apologize for the wait and will answer you shortly. Our operators are busy at the moment. Your call is being transferred. Thank you for calling.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday, and welcome to another Hotline Live. Here we are with some breaking news on a Thursday evening, but I'm not doing it alone. Joining us in the studio are Nico of the Entertainment Connection and Rob of the Howling Hour. What's up, gentlemen?
How up, man?
What's going on?
It's not a full moon tonight, so we got the Wolfman himself, man. I'm happy.
Wolfman Rob.
Whatever reason, the days of full moons, I'm kind of busy those days.
Running through the woods, you know how it goes.
Yes. Barefoot running through the woods.
Well, gentlemen, we have a lot to cover today. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you guys all. Welcome to another live stream. I love it. Lots of familiar names, lots of familiar faces, I guess we can say. We got some Horror Nights news. We've got some Not Scary Farm news. Ooh. We're going to jump right into it. Of course, you might have heard today there was a little announcement from Halloween Horror Nights, Hollywood, and Orlando. That's right, baby. Terrifier is now confirmed to be hitting both coasts. Exciting news. We've been speculating about it for a while, but now the confirmation is here. How are you guys feeling about Terrifier coming to HHN?
Pretty terrified. Pretty terrified.
Fair, very fair.
Yeah. You know what? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Rob.
No. I am. I've talked to you guys earlier. I talked to you, John, and I've only seen the first movie. It is very gory, and I've heard about the other two movies, how very cinematically gory it is. So, I'm excited for the fact that I think when I think of gory, I think of houses such as like Texas Chainsaw and not so much like Michael Myers, but maybe like Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street, that kind of like disgustingness. So I feel like we got our gore fest for this year, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, very true. In Ariana's words, there he goes. I feel like this one's gonna be nasty. Yeah, I think it is, man. I think it is for sure. By the way, lots of love for Rob in the chat. Love to see it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Destiny saying hi.
Hello.
West Side Matador's got some wolves.
There he is.
Professor Fear. Yeah, Rob, happy to have you with us today, man. But yeah.
I will say this one thing, and I know you guys will agree with me. When we get gory kind of houses, you know what that comes with? Amazing smells. So I'm excited for that.
It's gonna be great.
Yes.
Zombie Chris, shout out. It says, if the smell haunts me, I'm throwing Murdy into the water world water area.
We know what's up.
Aye.
Oh yeah, get ready for that. Arkham says gory is an understatement. I mean, for sure. Nico, have you seen the Terrifier movies? Because I have seen none. Rob, you've seen the first.
Oh.
Yeah. Nico, have you seen any of them?
Yes. So I saw the first one, and then I did see, I don't know if I saw 2 and 3 in theaters.
Oh, okay.
But it's definitely a wild ride. A very gory, wild ride.
He's that traumatized.
So it's pretty disgusting. It's like a lot of the stuff in there is pretty nasty. But I'm super excited to see how John Murdy and the team are going to bring it to life at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely a very exciting announcement today. Gabriel says, I wasn't expecting this to get announced until Midsummer Scream. I
Yeah.
mean, listen, we know that Art the Clown himself is going to be there this year, unless something's changed.
Yes. Yes.
We know that John Murdy is going to be there. We know that Mike Aiello is going to be there. Chances are pretty high we might see them hit the stage together. Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. Even the director, too, I believe.
Oh, well,
I
there
can't
you
think
go.
of his name.
Well,
Damn,
this,
the whole
this-
crew's going to be there.
this is why I didn't think I thought this house was going to get announced before that because like you were saying, David Howard Thornton is going to be there. So I think if they waited to announce it till then, I think it would have been really exciting and the pop would have been amazing. But also it would have been really difficult to keep everything a secret, trying to move him around to panels and stuff like that and like that. So I think now that it's announced, they can more like let's collab and let's do something. So I think it's gonna work out good.
Yeah.
Very, very true. Yeah, very, very true. So we've got some details today about the Hollywood house specifically, thanks to John Murdy. So I want to break down all of those details for you folks. First and foremost, we know that this is going to be in the H Lot North. This is where Ghostbusters was last year. We've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now. The Funhouse facade is going to come together very quickly here, which is very exciting to see. We'll be seeing it, I'm sure, in the next couple of weeks here really take shape. So that's very exciting. We also know that it's going to be different on each coast. Each coast is going to have its own little surprises. And it was also, Hollywood's at least, was done in partnership with Orlando. Ramon Paradora, who is a show director and a writer over in Orlando, seems to have worked directly with John Murdy on this, which is pretty interesting. There's a lot more of that Hollywood-Orlando synergy happening, which is pretty exciting. And also, we know that Damien Leone was part of the creation of this house. So, this is going to be as authentic an experience as possible, which is also pretty damn exciting. We know that it's going to be super gory, but also they're not going to tone down the gore at all, which for
Lord,
the fans of the gore, that one's for you for sure. We know that Maggie Effects is going to be doing some of the makeup and also some of the masks for this house. Now, here's some interesting things that were also revealed today. First of all, TLB Media, Mr. E, who wasn't able to make it today, but we love you either way. He asked if there's going to be a scare actor out front. And Murdy, of course, in his cryptic way, kind of gave an answer, kind of not really. So, especially you guys that have seen the movies and everybody in the chat, what are your thoughts on maybe Art being out there, maybe another character from the franchise? What are you guys thinking here?
I think Art would be super cool in front, like bringing everybody in, kind of like Leatherface and the Cowhead last year with Texas Chainsaw.
Sure.
Beckoning us into the fun house. It's going to be a wild ride. And I saw John Murdy that said that our clothes won't be the same. So I think a couple of ponchos are going to need to be purchased before we head inside.
Get a poncho for my camera.
Dude, for real.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be Art out front. I think it'll be one of those side characters. Again, I'm not too familiar with the second and the third movie, but I know there's like a girl, smaller version of Art the Clown. Maybe something along those lines, or maybe a victim of Art's out front. So I think they're going to save Art for when we get in there. But I think we'll have maybe some kind of victim or an accomplice of Art out front.
Sure.
Like
Victoria, is that the little girl or is that the hero from the second movie? I think it's Pale Girl is the little clown girl. But, certainly tons of possibilities for sure.
Yeah.
Albert says Pale-Face Girl also doesn't speak. So if it's Art or if it's the Pale-Face Girl, they're going to just be out there vibing, staring at us. Now, this is another interesting tidbit thanks to John Murdy on Twitter. Somebody asked, will Terrifier have a pre-show? And John said, yes, that's going to take a lot of time to block with the performers. A pre-show.
A pre-show.
I don't think ever gotten like a pre-show to a house in Orlando. I'm sorry, in Hollywood. I'm thinking of pre-show like the pre-show scene from Paranormal Inc., right, where they introduce the whole ghost pod idea, where they
Yeah.
hold us all in a room and something happens, or even in Shadowlands. What do you guys think this pre-show is gonna be? What are your thoughts?
I honestly have no idea. Hopefully, it's like maybe a little scene in the queue or
Sure.
whatnot. Because if we have learned anything, especially with Chucky Ultimate Kill Count, that line gets long, long, long.
Yeah.
Even Express ended up becoming like a 45-minute to an hour wait. So if they do a pre-show in the house, that's gonna back up that queue like no other.
Yeah,
true.
I don't think I agree with you, Nico. I think when they say pre-show, I'm thinking more like a scene how we saw with like The Last of Us, scene acted out right before you kind of go
Yeah.
in. Maybe maybe it doesn't like stop the queue so much, but more is like something you watch as you're going into the house.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Rob. That makes a lot of sense. I had completely forgotten about that little show moment outside of The Last of Us. Pretty clever. Also, Professor Fear, Pandora's Box had a pre-show. That's
Yeah,
did.
true. And they did stop us in that room when the door closed and then they opened it
Right.
up. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Jackie says a clown cafe mini scene.
Yeah.
I mean, the possibilities are endless too. But yeah, I just think it's very interesting that they specifically mention a pre-show.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll say this with Pandora's Box. I think again, I don't go a lot during for horror nights, but I remember the first year they had that pre-show. But I think when they brought it back, they X'd on the pre-show, like you just walked right through it.
I think they had to because of COVID though. So I
Ah.
don't think
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could be right. I'm thinking like maybe they realized how long it took and we're just like got to get these people through. But it could have been a COVID thing as well. You're right.
And even with the Pandora pre-show, like it would kind of suck for the people in the back of the
Yeah.
line who are allowed in because they didn't get to hear what Pandora's box was saying. They didn't get the whole experience of that room. So I really hope it's not an actual pre-show where they stop you inside, but we'll find out.
Yeah. But again, very interesting that they mentioned that. And I've got bad news, everybody. We've
Oh,
mentioned it
no.
already.
No, stop it.
Smells are heavily confirmed to be making a comeback, and John seems to be teasing that they're going to be pretty bad. So Grim Grinning Jen says, Smells, it can't be worse than Exorcist Believer and Holidays in Hell, right? And John's response is just, well.
Hey.
Smells like extra crispy bacon to me.
So get ready for that. And we've mentioned the ponchos already. Jen also asks, will this house be a splash zone? Murdy says, I'd bring a poncho. So I definitely feel in the past couple of years there's been an uptick of both the smells and like the water effects. How do you guys feel about both of these being used in houses?
Rob?
let me it's a nice effect. I'm not gonna poo-poo on the effects. I think it was, I want to say it was the Chucky house where I got a nice shot right in my face and my mouth was open.
Oh no.
Yeah. So you know what? I gotta be on the swivel. I'm always on the swivel. I'm looking for those water effects.
Yeah.
If it's water.
Gotta go
you
through.
You gotta stay ready, man. You gotta
Yeah.
stay ready.
Gotta go through a few times to find out where the water effects are. For when we do film, if YouTube will even allow us to post how gory and nasty this maze is. But
Just do it in black and white.
there we go. But yeah, with the smells, if it's like, I didn't really smell the poo smell that was in Exorcist Believer. But if it's like the old piss smell or the barf smell that was in Insidious last year, that's gonna make me run through the room. Pretty fast.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that Insidious smell last year was rough, man.
It's interesting.
Oh.
Interesting.
That
Seeing-
smell is always the worst.
Seeing the line control with the earplugs in their noses shows that's how bad that room smelled.
Dude, I can only imagine, especially working there. You're just standing there as a line control, like smelling that all night. That's gotta linger. That's gotta like.
Yeah, you just can't
it
get rid of that
penetrates.
smell.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Oh,
Gets caught, like absorbed into your nostril hairs.
thanks for taking one for the team, line control. Because good lord, I try to shake it off anytime that I walk through the house. I've literally held my breath at times walking through those scenes, just because I'm like, you know what? I don't want it. Not tonight. I don't want it. So yeah, very interesting details here for Terrifier. Exciting stuff though. Again, we had speculated it for a long time. There was clues for sure laid out everywhere, and now we have the official confirmation. It does seem though that most of the people in the chat are not fans of the smell or of the splash. Larissa says, "I'm tired of getting splash at HHN."
Yeah.
I do feel like there's been an uptick of it for sure. Jackie
But-
agrees. The restroom scene,
Yeah,
bad.
a lot of the splashes just are unnecessary in the mazes
Sure.
in some points. This
Sure.
one seems justified for the most part, but I don't know.
Well, also the issue is depending on when you go through there, it could be 100 degrees, and that water is gonna be nice and warm and musty,
yeah.
just hitting you.
Oh God,
Yeah.
dude. Oh no. I don't want to be that immersed. I don't need to be that immersed, man. I'm already pretty immersed as it is, bro.
But yeah, like if you've seen even the kill count, Dead Meat's kill count, the Clown Cafe is a pretty gory scene, a pretty big splash-tastic scene. Terrifier 3 with the bathroom scene, just you're in a bathroom, so already it's gonna smell like caca, and you're gonna just have a lot of things hitting you. a lot of sensory overload in that
Yeah.
room.
Yeah, man, it's a lot. Yakko says, I've been traumatized from water effects ever since Chucky shot some bullshit in my mouth.
Yep, I hear you. I hear you. I'm with you.
Honestly, I'd rather have that bullshit in my mouth than
The smells are so strong, sometimes you really could taste them, man. Like, I'll never forget, like, passing in front of Exorcist Believer and just smelling the house from the outside and going like, oh, no.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, man. Oh, no, Jen. With my luck, I'd get stuck in the conga line in the smelly room. I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Awful.
Mary says, like, when you walk in a bar full of smoke and leave it with still in the fibers of your clothing.
Yes.
Oh,
Ugh.
God. Oh, no, thank you, man.
So
I don't like it.
Why do you smell like piss and vomit? Well, I went to HHN tonight, so there you go.
I like this comment. Warning, don't eat before going through this maze. I think that's solid advice. Solid advice.
I'm gonna eat while walking through it. That's his chicken wing.
Rob, you're crazy, man. You're crazy, brother. Oh, man. But yeah, very exciting stuff indeed. The big question in my mind, too, is like, will we get a clown cafe actually built as part of the food offerings? Like, are we going to tie in Art the Clown at all to the food and drink in the event? Because I feel like that's a given, right?
Yeah.
It's
to.
great. It's a great idea, but at the same time, like, how are they going? You know, they theme the food. How, like, what kind of theming? That might be more disgusting than the house itself. It's like,
Give
like,
me some sugary breakfast foods. Give me some those pancake medallions. Give me some French toast sticks. sugary overload in the Clown Cafe.
It's gonna be like, oh, Art's bloody pancakes, and it's gonna be like red maple syrup that's super like textured to be like blood on it. You want to eat that, Nico? No, thank you.
Sure.
Oh, you want to eat that, Nico?
Nico's a fan.
There you go, Nico.
Give me
There
a
you
nice
go.
strawberry topping on top.
There you go. The finger just right, like just like that.
Just sticking out of it.
Yeah, just a finger sticking
Strawberry
out of it.
syrup and a bunch of like chocolate fudge just
Yeah.
poured in to make it look like
You use
caca
the
bloody
finger
mess.
use the finger to eat it with. It's like,
As a
Yeah.
fork, as a utensil.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, I got you. I got you.
I think Ariana's onto something here. Art the Clown's barbecue. I
There
think.
you
Oh
go.
my.
There you go.
I mean, if it's not the Texas Chainsaw Barbecue, it's got to be someone's got to have the barbecue for sure. Interesting question here. Kira's asking, what's with the vents going into the tent? Murdy said it's air, so AC. That's the leading theory. Unless those are the fucking smells that they're pumping in, that I don't want it. Don't give it to me.
He's just lying to us. He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep you guys cool this year. Really, just pumping in all these disgusting smells.
In the description, it does say chaos reigns at the Clown Cafe, terror festers in a revolting bathroom, and holiday cheer turns deadly in a Christmas nightmare.
Okay.
So I'm going to be pausing a lot in that Christmas room. A lot.
So it sounds like they're going to cover all the bases, which is pretty fun.
Yeah,
We'll probably get the Clown Cafe as part of the house.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much as somewhere to eat, which I guess is a good idea. I guess that's a good idea. Banana split. I like it. I like it.
Nice, nice.
Oh, AJ, great point here. If not that, at least some Five Nights at Freddy's pizza.
There you go.
Those would be
There
some
you
missed
go.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Very true. And Jackie, yeah, I think it is AC because I don't know if y'all remember. I sure remember. But opening weekend last year when we were hitting those triple-digit temperatures, I think we got up to like 110, 117.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like, it was nuts, man. So as long as we have some AC, some air flowing in there might actually help with the smells. So
Yeah.
I welcome it. Please help us. Don't just leave us in there.
Why is the coldest room in Ghostbusters the hottest? Help us.
Oh, man. Well, any final thoughts on Terrifier before we move on to our next topic here?
It's exciting to see Terrifier. It's exciting to see a new age icon in horror make it to Halloween Horror Nights and not just have it be Jason, Freddy, Leatherface, Michael. It's cool to see somebody new and fresh to the event.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with Nico as far as like a fresh new face. Like obviously Art and the Terrifier franchise has become, quickly this franchise that's kind of just catapulted as far as like the slasher horror, where for me it was, I would say, more along the lines of Ghostface, where I was just like, oh yeah, this was my slasher. So we got this younger generation and Art the Clown, and I'm excited. Again, fresh new face. So let's see what they do with it.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. So I want to move on to something that we've been talking about for a while now. It's been speculated for a long time that WWE is going to head to HHN. And we seem to have maybe gotten some sort of confirmation that it is in fact going to be part of this year's lineup. So this week, Fightful Select, a leading wrestling source, seemed to confirm that WWE is heading to the event. Allegedly, this has been in the works since last year, and allegedly it is going to include the Wyatt Six. We're going to enter the mind of Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt Six. Now, this week it was also unveiled that WWE 2K25 has a DLC available, which is the Wyatt six-pack. They had recorded some stuff with Bray before he passed that they're going to use as part of this new DLC pack. So they're pushing this a lot. Now, there's also something in the game, and this is something that a lot of people brought up. There's something in the game that is being referred to as the Island. And a lot of people have made that connection to the alleged facade that is at Horror Nights right now. This is in the Jurassic World Q, which is a location that is returning to us this year that hasn't been there for a long time. So people are making the connection between the island and this kind of island tropical facade that's going up here. By the way, this is a photo from Nico. Great shot, brother.
Way to go,
Hey.
Nico. Way
Hey.
to go. He put on that hard hat and went and got the behind the scenes stuff.
He really did.
Way to go.
I actually got a VIP seat on top of the tram, so when we go
Yeah.
by, I could get a better shot.
Nice.
So yeah, very interesting that Fightful mentioned this. Now I want to say that I think the island that everybody was mentioning refers to something that Paul Heyman always says, the island of relevancy. And it's also part of one of the game modes in the game where you start on the island. So I don't know if there's going to be a direct correlation, but Rob, you're big into wrestling, man. I want to pick your brain about this.
Oh no, here we go.
If this is the WWE house, why does it look like we're in Jurassic Park, man? What's going on here?
Well, hold on. One second. Hold on. Let me talk about this for a second.
Oh,
my
the
gosh.
champ
Let's
is
talk about this for a
here.
second.
The
Let's talk about
champ
this for a
is
second.
here.
So here's the thing. That's the Jurassic World queue. That's actually the island they're speaking of at Isla Nublar. They were
Okay.
not creating dinosaurs over there. What it was is they were holding Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt Six out there for our safety. So that's what's going on over there. You know what? Honestly, as far as this, I don't play the video game. I haven't played one. I think since the last one I played and bought was the one that CM Punk was on.
Oh wow, okay.
Because I love CM Punk, which was 2013, I believe.
Yeah. Man.
But the only thing I could think of is, as far as this island, and I've said this for a while when I heard about possibly WWE coming to HHN in some form was, and especially with the Wyatt Six and Bray Wyatt and just the Wyatt family overall, is and they referenced it as far as like with like the Wyatt compound. So I don't know if they're gonna do something along those lines as far as having maybe it's going to be on this island. And I know like the times they fought at the Wyatt compound, it was very isolated, very secluded, very dark, obviously, kind of woodsy, swampy. So maybe it's going to be something along those lines. But I again, this is speculation. This is not confirmed, but it just with the stuff going on as far as the promotion of it and saying that it's going to come to HHN. I'm super excited. I just WWE, Undertaker being kind of the first, and not really knowing at the time, but just kind of the first kind of inkling of horror, because I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies when I was younger. So, but I was allowed to watch pro wrestling and Undertaker, yeah, which is probably worse than a horror movie.
Honestly, though, yeah, especially, I mean, yeah, the Attitude Era had a lot of interesting things going on. Man.
Yes, it did, and I was there for some of it. So, and I was like 9 years old with my uncle, and I was just like, hold on, what's going on? But the Undertaker was kind of like my first step into like horror, and then obviously it went forward, like the Edge and Gangrel, Edge and Christian and the Brood, and just so now we have the Wyatt Six, and when Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan, they were there, and just so I'm excited. I hope hope is not even the strongest word I could use. It's just the best word I could use. I hope it comes. I want to see, there's so much they can do, whether they're going to pick from throughout history or just go with the Wyatt Six. There's so much material that they could just kind of sink their claws into, and just different kind of just rooms that we can get from all the material that they have with that. So I don't know if you can tell, I'm not very excited for this, so yeah, whatever.
Not excited at all. Not at all.
Not at all.
I have been seeing a lot of discourse online, people talking about like, oh, but WWE isn't really horror. I don't see how it could work. I don't really agree with that, because there's a lot of, WWE has a long history of leaning into the horror, into adding horror elements to the show. I mean, hell, back in 2000, we had The Undertaker with his own house, which was pretty fun. And they did, I think, I was unfortunately unable to experience that, but seeing the walkthroughs, it looks like they did a great job of integrating The Undertaker's backstory, keeping it something where both horror and wrestling fans can enjoy. especially now with the Wyatt Six, with Bray Wyatt, there's a lot of creepy stuff that goes on there. So I think now more than ever, we could definitely have a WWE house that would make a ton of sense at the event. And it could be both scary and super entertaining, and a nice tribute to Bray Wyatt as well, and the characters that he's built. So yeah, man, it's very interesting. Nico, have you had any new thoughts on? Last time you said you weren't very well versed on the Six, and then you schooled us all.
I was watching that, and Nico's like, I don't know anything. Well, actually, Eric Rowan and.
Well,
I was just like, Nico's a liar. What is it? What's going on?
I spent that whole day before that stream just watching the Firefly Funhouse videos and just trying to get as much info as I can. To be honest, I forgot a lot of the names. There's the witch, there's the bird, there's the rabbit, there's the pig. Don't remember any of their names, but they're there. But if you ever see Goldust, he terrifies me. Like back in the day. Goldust. Terrifying. No. But I'm super excited if this does come to Horror Nights. I just really wonder what's going to be inside. I wonder if the DLC will be its own story, and then Horror Nights will be its own story, and then the WWE itself is its own story, so that it all kind of connects in its own way. But yeah, not really well versed in the WWE, but
I mean, for me, and this is just for me, like if I'm gonna be like, hey, if they're like, hey, Rob, what would you want to see? I really do want to see a like kind of to start off with, like the Firefly Funhouse. That's what we start off with, and then from there, there's so many things as far as when Bray Wyatt had the Wyatt family before the Wyatt Six come around, the compound and just the rocking chair where Sister Abigail was, like kind of like the shack and that stuff. And then now with the Wyatt Six, you can just build upon the story and take some liberties. I'm sure if they're gonna do it, they're gonna talk to WWE. Hey, give us some bullet points to what's this, and the people over at Horror Nights, their creative team, they could come up with some stuff that obviously would knock us out of the park, building upon actual lore from the WWE universe, and kind of sprinkling in some things here and there to add to it. But I'm not excited for this at all.
Again, we want to stress, Rob, very low excitement. Low excitement.
Low, like a 1 out of 10 excitement for this.
Well, it is interesting that as of late, both the Wyatt Six and Alexa Bliss, who had connections to Bray Wyatt, have been incredibly active. In fact, tomorrow night on SmackDown, the Wyatt Six are going to compete for the Tag Team Championships. And Alexa Bliss is a storyline. She's got a storyline right now with Charlotte Flair, and they're using her a lot. So I think, again, if there's ever going to be a time where WWE would fit in well with HHN, with the Peacock partnership, I mean, now is the time to do it for sure.
Hold on. I thought of something, and I'm speaking it out because it was in my mind.
Okay.
If this happens, do you those characters will probably be at Horror Nights? Like, I'm not that excited. I hope this happens. So, it would be so awesome to see them go through their house, or even just to be at the event. Obviously, I think, I don't know if we would get them here in Hollywood. They would probably be out in Orlando, because that's a lot of them are based out that way. But if they just send a couple, send Nikki Cross out here, or send someone out here to go through it if it happens.
Dude.
I am not excited at all for this.
You know what would be sick? I just thought of this. So, we're going through the Firefly Funhouse. We're going through the compound. We're going through all these places of all these horror WWE wrestlers. But the end of the maze is your backstage. And it's the part where the Wyatt Six first reveal themselves, and it's all destroyed. But then you go through a curtain, and this will be the only time I'm okay with this, but a spotlight is shining down on you, and you just see flashes on the side, like you're walking down towards the ring.
Oh,
the
okay.
maze ends.
Dude, I
Very
got
cool,
chills
very
just
cool.
thinking of that. I would
Very
never
cool.
leave. I would never leave. I would be so annoying. I'd want to do that entrance all the time.
Yeah.
Just keep sneaking back through the emergency exit just to walk through that. Just
Oh,
going.
I went the wrong way. I thought this was still more of the house. Sir, this is your 7th time through.
Oh my, sorry. I don't know what got into me. Wow. I love it. I love it, dude. I definitely think, again, there's so much to pull from in the Wyatt lore. I'm so excited to see it. I hope it happens. I don't want to
Me
get my
too.
hopes up too much,
Yeah,
but
I
I
know.
mean, all speculation seems to be pointing toward this. And I just mostly want to know if it is that Jurassic World location. Why is it so tropical? Why are we in Hawaii? Like, what's going on here? I want to know more for sure. I want to go to the comments real quick. Chico Too Sweet says zombie Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman at the entrance at the facade. I like it. Destiny, insert dinosaur noises. Albert, Rob Van Damned. That's good.
Funny. I like that one.
West Side Matador. WWE House will be the most underrated. I hope so,
Absolutely.
man.
I hope so.
I think in terms of the entire lineup, the WWE House would be the underdog this year. And it's happened before where people have been really heavy in the comments. Like, when The Weeknd was first announced, everyone was like, The Weeknd's not horror. How's The Weeknd going to work? And it ended up being one of my favorite houses on both coasts. And it ended up being pretty damn good. So I hope we get the underdog story here for sure. Ariana says, I hope they do a really good job on this one. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, Chico, there was a lot of concept art already done for monsters that Bray created. I'm sure some of those will be included too. That would be pretty fun. That would be pretty fun. Mary says, watch the documentary. There is a documentary about Bray Wyatt and his life. I haven't watched it yet because I know I'm going to cry, man. I know I'm going to be so touched by it, but it is out there for everyone to enjoy. And Jackie with an excellent point here. I don't think Fallout is really horror either, but excited to see what they come up with. So
Always.
yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's very exciting to see what they can do with these properties. And WWE is definitely one of those where I'm like, what you got? What you got for us?
Yeah, I think WWE is more horror than Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, let me tell you something. There were days where I was in the hiding in the closet because I watched Mankind shove a sock down someone's throat.
Oh man!
And he have a nice day. The Boiler Room, man. That's all I gotta say. Is some of those scenes from the Boiler Room where he's just like, I'm like, no, thank you.
Jen, I want to manifest this for you. If they send Rhea Ripley or Dirty Dom, I'd go feral.
Oh yes,
That would be cool. Yeah, man. So very exciting stuff indeed. Lots of speculation here. I'm sure we'll get confirmation very soon. If Fightful Select is correct, they said that this month we're going to get the official announcement
Next
at
week.
WWE.
Next
You
week.
think so? You think
Next
so?
week it's happening.
I mean,
It's happening.
Yeah,
I hope
we'll see,
so.
man. We'll see. Now, I want to take us all the way across the world because some very interesting stuff is happening in HHN Singapore, HHN 13 out there for them. We have recently learned that their event lineup this year is going to include Stranger Things. Now, this is pretty wild considering that they've had this event for the past couple of years, and I want to say I don't think Stranger Things has been out there at all. So this is going to be a compilation of seasons 2 through 4. Now the question is in my mind, of course, with Stranger Things having a new season coming up, there's obviously a relationship there between HHN and Netflix still going. Could we see Stranger Things one final time, maybe next season, to end and culminate the entire story? Nico, I can already see that you're very excited about that. What are your guys' thoughts about the continued relationship of Stranger Things and HHN?
I thought Stranger Things 4 was a fantastic house in Hollywood. I just need to wait till season 5 to see if it will be good enough for a house.
Sure.
Because we got Stranger Things 2, and that was Bootyville, USA, here in Hollywood. And just the season 3 ending was just bad, bad, bad. So I'm still like kind of skeptical with, even though Stranger Things 4 was super good. I'm still kind of skeptical.
Sure.
But is Singapore the event that had the weekend 2 years ago?
I want to say it was the After Hours Nightmare.
Okay, so they did a great job with that.
They did.
And I want to say that this is also the event that had the sink scare or the bathtub scare.
Yes. Oh, that was incredible, man.
So if Stranger Things is anything like those two houses, this house will blow both Orlando and Hollywood out of the water.
Rob, did you see that? Did you see that that scare?
I did not. So Nico, you better reenact it for me right now.
So you go into a room,
Okay.
and there's water. Here,
Okay.
there's water.
Okay. Water. Okay.
And then
okay, got it.
And then you're walking by the mirror and you see
Okay.
a ghost behind the mirror, and then the ghost disappears, and then the ghost goes out of the water.
Literally out of a bathtub full of
wow.
water.
Okay.
Like we're not talking like Evil Dead where it was like an empty
Oh,
bathtub.
okay.
It was full of water.
water.
This scare actor literally went into the tub, into the water, and would pop out.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it, man. It's
So-
wild.
Wow.
I think the monster on the other, I'm sorry, Rob, but the monster on the other side of the mirror was real, and it was that monster. And then when it would disappear, it would go in the water, go under the wall, and
okay.
mirror,
And then
and pop out the other side.
that I'm gonna, so is it online? Can I look at it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at because that sounds like a great scare. Yeah, let's get some of that, man. Let's get some of that over here.
That's going to be Terrifier for us.
Could be.
I'll accept that. I'll
Yeah.
accept that.
So yeah,
But,
very interesting, man. Rob, what are your thoughts, dude?
Oh no. I mean, if I will, first of all, I want that water scare over here. And yeah, no, I mean, if I think we could get Stranger Things one more time and I this is not like a big if this last season does really well. I think they're obviously, because they have the relationship with Horror Nights, that we would get it. Do I want to see it? Yeah, I want to, say what you want about previous years, but I thought for the most part they were more successful with the houses that they brought than the ones that weren't that good,
Sure.
but I want to see, I feel like this is like a chapter in my life, and I need the final chapter to be written in Horror Nights form.
Okay, you need a closure. The
I need
HHN
closure. Yeah, I need closure.
That's fair.
Okay. Yeah, I like it, man. I honestly wouldn't mind it either. Again, Stranger Things has had a very strange history out here anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about Fright Fest and what they did with Stranger Things. You think about the second house they did with Stranger Things. Not the greatest track record, but last year was pretty fun on both coasts, especially Orlando's did a really great job. So yeah, very interesting. We'll see. Maybe we'll get it one final time. And if we do, hopefully it hits. And with that being said, too, I'm hoping that the final season really does a great job of like really ringing in the horror and making it, kind of scary. Chico Too Sweet says, I get PTSD from hearing Stranger Things had a haunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Destiny's asking, will the last Stranger Things final season be the ultimate horror? I hope so. I hope they give it to us, man. Ariana says, I'm pretty sure we'll get season 5, but I'd argue the issue with 2 and 3 was execution and not the source material. For sure.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
5 hours in that cave.
Oh God, dude. Oh man. That was a rough house.
I know. I'm like playing it through my head, and I'm just getting upset by it again. So bad, man. Westside Matador says season 5 is taking so long. It's true, man. It's true. It is taking quite some time. Professor Fear,
Very interesting point here, friend. In the past year, we had Sinners, Final Destination, Heretic, Longlegs, Maxine, Oddity, and The Substance. We are not starving for quality horror IPs. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Do we need Stranger Things again? Not really. We'll see what happens, man. Albert says, can't be worse than Fright Fest.
Hey, you leave Vecna alone. Where he was...
Wow.
Rob, how do you feel about that, man?
This, I feel attacked. It's not. You know what? I liked.
It wasn't a bad house.
I know what I was going through when I went there, and I enjoyed it.
There you
go.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
There you go.
Other things may have been bad, but that wasn't bad.
I think I enjoyed that house more than most of the other IPs.
Sure.
At Fright Fest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it goes like The Conjuring, Saw, and then Stranger Things.
All right. Yeah.
What about that's what I was gonna say. I was like, well, when I got to finally go through Trick or Treat,
Oh man. Oh, Fright Fest. Fright Fest. One day you'll get your shit together.
I love you still. I love you.
I love you too. When I went my second time, it felt like that classic Halloween, like early 2000s feel, and I was just, my nostalgic heart was loving it. Yeah. It just felt like a good old school Halloween event.
Yeah.
Agreed. Jackie says, I'm kind of glad I skipped last year. I'm kind of glad you did too. Good move. Hopefully they come back better than ever. We'll see. They're going to have they're going to have a panel at Midsummer, so we'll see what they announce. Especially we talked about it in the last live stream, but Six Flags seems to be taking down their IP mazes, so we'll see what that gives us for sure. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is Not Scary Farm recently announced Nightmares Revealed is coming back this year. If you've never been to this event, it's a ton of fun. It's essentially an after-hours special event at Knott's where they unveil all of the mazes that are coming to this year's event or to the season's event. Couple things to note. This is going to be on Tuesday, August 19th from 7 to 10. Tickets are going to go on sale starting July 25th at 10 a.m. And folks, I cannot stress this enough. I cannot say it more clearly. This sells out very quickly. So if you want to go to Nightmares Revealed, you definitely want to get your tickets as soon as you can on that day because it's a smaller event. They do limit tickets, and they go very fast. So you want to be ready. You want to have that trigger finger ready.
I was going to say, they go on sale 10 a.m. and they are gone by 10:02.
Truly.
That's
yeah.
Truly, man. Yeah, you're not even lying, bro. You're not even lying.
Not a joke.
That's exactly how it goes, man. So at Nightmares Revealed, new mazes are going to be revealed. Monsters are going to roam the streets. Ghost Rider, Sierra Sidewinder, and the Silver Bullet will be open. The Legacy Store will also be open. They'll have limited food and drink. Parking is also included in the admission starting at 5 o'clock. It's a super fun event. We've been lucky enough to go the past 2 years. What are your guys' thoughts on Nightmares Revealed?
I mean, it's exciting. I typically don't go because that would require me to take time off of work, and I like to save my time off of work for the next month.
Sure.
I live through all your guys' streams, and I'm just going back and forth from everyone's stream to see who's doing what. But it is exciting. It is exciting. I like to see the announcements they make, and hopefully there's no barrels in the way. And so that I always hope for that. Man. I hope for that now. But it is exciting, and I will bring up something. I won't bring it up now. I'll wait till Nico says what he wants to say, and then I'll bring it up after. So go ahead, Nico. How do you feel about this, Nico?
I'm excited for it. It's a great time to hang out with John and Mystery and a lot of friends who love Scary Farm. Being there with people on stage, announcing these new mazes is super exciting. And like last year was great with 8 Fingers 9 and Widows. It will just be very interesting. It's super close to Midsummer Scream, so a lot of people are going to be recovering from Midsummer Scream and going right into that. And then the price of $35. I don't know how much it was
25 last year, I think. I'm pretty sure it was 25 last year.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, $10 price hike.
Inflation.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't make the tickets sell out too quick, so we're able to grab some.
You know what? I don't get to go, so I'm like, hey, charge 50. Charge 50. Make it.
Hey man, whoa, hey man, easy.
Make it a premium event. No, so Nico, you brought up something that I was gonna kind of say, and maybe I don't know, maybe you guys could, I don't know, share or enlighten me on this. With Midsummer Scream being, I think it's the week before, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so does that mean, because we know Knott isn't gonna say anything at Midsummer Scream, really? No. They're gonna save it for this event. So would that kind of make their panel like not something to say not as important, but there's no like real like reason to go because they're not gonna announce anything. Like, when you go to 13th Floor's panel or HHN's panel, something that isn't available to the public is going to get revealed. We kind of know now, like at Knott's, they maybe reveal some merch. People get excited about that. I'm one of those people. But as far as like what's going to happen, as far as maze wise, like that's probably not going to happen. So does that kind of like make the desire to go to the Knott's panel less, or I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Certainly not for me, but Nico, what are your thoughts?
Okay.
No, not for me either that much, because last year they announced a maze that was leaving, which was Waxworks.
Okay.
And then they went into a deep dive of Waxworks and the whole story behind that and how they made the rooms, how they came up with the rooms, and so on and so forth. So it was a very cool little behind the scenes treat for everyone who loves that type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%, man. So if you're a fan of Knott's, I mean, Rob, excellent point. Don't walk into this panel expecting anything big.
Right.
But they will typically reveal, hey, this maze is leaving, and then here's some behind the scenes. So if you're a fan of the event, if you're a fan of the lore, if you're a fan of haunted houses, the Knott's panel is usually pretty fun for that because they do kind of do a deep dive on behind the scenes, which, I always loved it when Knott's does it because it's very rare for them to do stuff like that. So I love when they do it. So definitely you want to check it out. But I wouldn't say, like, don't wait in a long-ass line to get in.
No.
You might be a little disappointed. And with that being said, too, Nightmares Revealed is usually live streamed by Knott's. And of course, everybody and their mother that's going to be there, they'll be live streaming it too.
Yeah.
But Knott's does do an official live stream, so check that out. You're going to get the best audio, maybe the best camera angles this year that you can get. So be on the lookout for that, and we'll be sure and post it when they reveal that too. But yeah, be quick about getting your tickets for this because it's going to go, man. It's going to go real fast.
Yeah.
I want to get to some of the comments real quick. Let's see. Oh, Mary, literally the day after I leave. Well, stay an extra day, Mary.
Yeah.
You have it. You have a reason for it now. Let's see. Yeah, Larissa, I'm very excited for it too. Again, right after Midsummer Scream, so we'll all be recovering for sure.
Yeah.
Westside Matador asks, is there a surprise maze for this year at Not Scary Farm? No, I think we lost 2 last season, so we're gonna get 2 this season. It would be cool though. It would be cool. SC, do they have rides open for this? I know that they'll have 3. They'll at least have Sierra Sidewinder, Silver Bullet, and Ghost Rider open. I don't know if they do more. and I can't remember if they do more. I think it's just very limited, so be on the lookout for that. Monica says that last year, $20. $20. I'll have to check my stubs, man, because if it's a $15 price hike, then goddamn, bro, relax, man.
Six Flags needs our money.
Cedar Fair, Six Flags, yeah. Destiny says, all I know is my wallet is going to disappear. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, very true. Chris says they are probably doing that for Mesmer. I mean, it is technically Mesmer's time to go, but we'll see. We'll see if it is. We'll see if it actually happens. Larissa says, I think Knott's really understands their audience / haunt sickos. They do.
Oh, yeah.
They do. SC, don't put this out there, man. Soon they'll start charging for the live stream. Nah, don't put that evil on us, man.
This ain't no Ozzy Osbourne final concert.
And 365 says, pretty sure their live stream last year was bad. I had to watch a streamer instead. Yeah, you know, they hit some bumps on the road. Bumps on the road.
They're learning.
And food is not included, but there will be limited food and drinks there. So also don't come hungry because you might not get what you want.
Right.
But
you will leave more hungry.
Indeed, yeah. But very exciting stuff, friends. We've got some HHN news. We had some Knott's reveals. I mean, the news just keeps coming. The live streams will also keep coming. But I think that's it that we have to talk about today, unless, gentlemen, you got anything else on your mind?
No. Today,
yeah, I'm good.
Today's been a jam-packed day full of Comic-Con and
Horror
Nights news. My brain's all over the place. Going to be a wild next couple of months.
Oh, that's for sure, man. It's just going to, again, the news keeps coming, and I think it won't stop coming for a long time. So we'll be keeping you up to date with that. I mean, that's pretty much it for today. So, gentlemen, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you online?
Yes, so you can find me at Entertainment Connection, all social media platforms, YouTube. I didn't last week, but tomorrow I'm heading back out to Universal Studios to do a construction update. And yeah, just trying to keep everybody informed with the Horror Nights world and just the entertainment world in general.
Hey.
Yeah, that's where I go for all my entertainment. Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The Howling Hour, Instagram, YouTube. Also, THH Photographs is my photography Instagram that I'm trying to grow. So yeah, there's that. And then let's also, even though he's not here, let's not forget TLEV Media. Mr. E, you're out there somewhere. We miss you. We love you.
And get Rob his shirt, damn it.
Yeah. Get my shirt.
Well, everyone, thanks for joining us on the live and on the replay. Of course, you can follow us on Instagram at The Hauntline to stay up to date with everything. The champ is here. The champ is going to leave the building in a second. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And until the next time, thank you for calling The Hauntline. Have a good night, everyone.